Hey, hey, Blue Table fans! I have an extra special treat for you today. These are trolls from a company called Atlantis Miniatures, and oh, how I wish I owned more models from this company. They are coming. These are some of the greatest figs I've ever had the privilege and pleasure to paint. Let me grab my Skelly the Scale Skeleton model. That's a man-sized figure. So these guys, these bad girls are on 40 millimeters. And oh my gosh, these sculpts were just an absolute pleasure. Well, let me just show you around. So first off, this is what I would consider just the tabletop standard paint job, and as we close up on these guys, you will see why. They're level 3, maybe pushing a 4, maybe. So anyway, just in fact, here let's start with this guy, and just lots of muscle detail on these. The elbows, where the arm is extended, the elbows have like that little sort of wrinkly skin on them. They have like these little fungus patches, not only on their shoulders, fungus or rocks, I guess. I painted them just sort of this organic purple color because, you know, that's my thing. And so you've got like this leader guy. Let's see if we can take a closer look at him. There we go. Yeah, I actually have some light this time. Let's focus up. There we go, there he is. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna move him up a little closer. There we go. So he's a lot of fun. Let me give the 360 here. They kind of are reminiscent a little bit of Lord of the Rings trolls. Now on his weapon here, the handle is wood, but I ended up painting it like a charcoal color, and I gotta tell you, if you're painting wood, it's okay to make it like gray. And in fact, if you look at trees in the wintertime, they're not brown. Tree trunks are not brown. They're like, they're gray, or like sort of a dark ruddy brown. So anyway, just a lot of details on these. The only thing that I would say is be sure to wash the mold release agent off of them, because like a lot of resin figures, they're not pre-washed. And I didn't have a lot of trouble with that, but I had a little bit. Underneath their loincloths, there's like a little gap, and apparently I didn't wash that very well, so I had to really go in to blacken that. And with the benefit of hindsight, I would have done that a little bit better. So, I mean, they're posed very dynamically. These models just absolutely make me happy. And yeah, so the colors I used were black prime. I always start with black, almost always start with black. And then I have Vallejo Hull Red, and that's just a middle tone. And then, because you can't just start slapping colors right on top of the black. And then I put on Brown Violet. Now this is not a BTP standard color, by the way. I have a lot of non-standard stuff in my personal collection. And then on top of that, a khaki, which is really a greenish sort of color. And by the way, I use khaki for orcs, for Warhammer orcs. And then finally, a highlight of stone gray gives them this sort of effect. And with my personal painting style, which I call layered organic, where I put on tons of layers, but that are also very quick and very light, and is really about getting the right colors on there to create a very realistic sort of feel to them. I love it when my miniatures feel like they're gonna walk right off of the base. I mean, that's really good stuff. That's where the magic happens. And so, also, we do have a Blue Table Painting list of paints. You can find it on our blog, blogspot.com/bluetablepainting. Type in the search for hot orange, and that will actually key into the page where that's one of the colors. And so we have a list of about 50 paints. It's a treasure because it took 10 years to finally narrow everything down to that list. And I gotta tell you guys, you can paint almost anything under the sun with that one kit. And I think a lot of people, when they're just getting into painting, they don't know what paints to buy. They get into ranges like Vallejo or really any of them, and there's like 200, 300 different colors, sometimes even more. And it's like, well, which ones do I get? Well, you should get Vallejo because they're in droppers. Droppers are the way to go. And you should use our list. Guys, it's a really, really good list. I have nothing to gain from it. We used to actually pre-sell these paint kits in like cases and stuff, but there wasn't really a demand. There wasn't really a great margin on them. So you can just get the list and you know, pick those up. Anyway, Trolls from Atlantis Miniatures. I'm pretty sure they're out of Poland. These are really tremendous figures. And check the liner notes for our email address if you want us to paint some figures for you. We take commissions from one figure all the way up to enormous, enormous armies. I think the largest army we did was 20,000 points. And that was, we can certainly just swallow up projects like that. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I just know you got your inspiration for the day.